Good afternoon. What's going on? Let's continue today with Minesweeper. Minesweeper is all about willpower, man. 10% skill, 90% willpower. Skill does not create the will creates the skill. Your focus and determination will allow you to overcome complex riddles and situations. You can put pressure on yourself to become smarter. It's just a process of pushing yourself inch by inch. Today you exercise the memory. Tomorrow you exercise the attention to detail. The next day you exercise logic. The day afterward you exercise critical thinking. The day after that you exercise creativity. You do these exercises consistently over the years. You can develop your IQ and become smarter. Minesweeper is one method. Of course, to have a well-balanced brain, you have to do a variety of exercises. It's not just attention to detail and focus. You have to work out different parts of the brain. Look at the brain like the body. If you want a well-balanced body, not only do you have to work out upper body, core, lower body, but you also have to do strength, speed, agility, flexibility. You see what I'm saying? Cardio as well. If you want a well-balanced body, you have to exercise every part of it in every way. And that's how the brain is. You gotta exercise memory, you gotta exercise critical thinking, you gotta exercise the logic, you gotta exercise creativity, you gotta exercise the focus, you gotta exercise attention to detail. So here we are, this is another wall. This Minesweeper grid is not too crazy. We hit a wall. This is a situation where there are no obvious answers. There are 6 mines left. So I'm counting mines at this point. So I'm counting a mine here, here, here. That makes 3. So I click in the corner, boom. Okay, so now there's a mine in that region, that makes 4. Still not sure where the mine is. I mean, I'm looking at 4 different mines, but it doesn't mean this specific riddle is solved. Okay, there. All right, we made a mistake. So the intuition worked for a little time and then made a mistake, but that's okay. We fail until we succeed. Every loss has a lesson. So now I'm gonna look at this grid very easy. Look at the corner. Corner is empty. Empty going across on the left side. Space mine, straight up spaces, clean. I'm looking at all 4 corners in case I gotta do this grid again. 3 corners empty, boom. I'm scanning the whole board as well. There's only 1 block. It's here. Looking at the board, scanning for blocks. Why, this 4 mine block is the most difficult and the most common mine of irregularity. It poses problems. So, 1 block located. Not many irregularities. This was a very simple grid, so let's go ahead and give this another shot. Still analyzing. Let's go ahead and try again. Boom, boom. All right. So now I know I can beat this grid. So why play this grid over? Well, this is where you exercise short-term memory as well as attention to detail and focus and precision. Why precision? Because I have to play the same grid and not make not even 1 single mistake. Precision. Why attention to detail? Because it still takes focus to run through a grid. You're not just going to run through it easily. You're still exercising formulas. I think somebody was calling me or something. And now I'm going to show you where short-term memory kicks in. Before that happens, I'm going to do this whole grid. And I'm talking at the same time doing the Minesweeper. So, technically, I could go to that corner on the upper right side and just resolve it, right? But that doesn't necessarily challenge short-term memory. So what I do is, I do the whole grid. Then in the end, I challenge my mind to remember what I had memorized. That way, the memory stays, whether I'm trying to hold it consciously or unconsciously. That is also a way that you exercise retention. So, running through the grid, it's resolving the same way, pretty much because I started the same way. But I have started grids to where I'll restart the same grid and then it'll be a whole different situation because I'm starting it a different way. So I'm solving this grid, solving. This is just attention to detail, precision, and speed as well. Why speed? Because I know the answer to this. So now I'm getting a good mental workout. And like I told you, I don't go for speed, I go for precision. Speed comes over time. Slow is fast. And fast is smooth. Alright, here we are at the wall again. Now I'm seeing if I can remember. I'm like, oh fuck, I remember this was empty, and of course that was empty, that wasn't mine. And of course straight across it was empty. Boop boop. Now that was empty. That was empty as well. I remember there were no double mines across the wall, and salt. Said short-term memory, attention to detail, focus can help you solve your problems, not just in Minesweeper, but in life. You guys have a good evening. Peace.